Stephen, I don't know what happened to the second half of that recording. So I'm going to do it now. We were talking about the different ways that insurance would cover, whether it's liability or collision. You want to be careful. One of the products that you can sell is called collision damage waiver. You don't want to sell collision damage waiver without knowing the risks. So, and as a matter of fact, your insurance may not allow you to sell collision damage waiver. The collision damage waiver means that you are collecting an extra charge, but you give up your right to charge the customer for any damage done to the rental vehicle. Once you do that, you also cannot turn that claim over to your insurance company. Because you have by taking or selling the CDW, it can be a decent profit center for the rental car company, as long as it's higher revenue, as long as the revenue is higher, excuse me, wow, than the losses. Auto Rental Solutions recommends that you not sell collision damage waiver until you are fully aware of the risks and have sufficient income to absorb those losses. Until that time, we recommend you offer renter's collision protection. This is what most damage looks like when it comes back, when the car comes back. It's got a ding in the bent fender. It's got, like this place, it's got a bent bumper cover, something you can repair for about $3,000. Renter's collision protection is actual insurance available at the rental car counter. The customer can buy it through you. You cannot make it mandatory. You have to tell the customer that all our cars that go out have to be insured. So you can contact your insurance company, Mr. Jones, and have him add our car to your policy. Or for $25 a day, you can buy renter's collision protection, which will pay for the damage done to your rental car. I need more coffee. Anyway, if the customer does not violate the contract, it'll pay. If they violate the contract, like any insurance company, it will not pay. This is an exclusive product to renters through Auto Rental Solutions. And we've been selling it now since 2006, and we're a little over 1,200 locations, and we're doing thousands of rentals every month. Loss prevention. This is our little guy. How to prevent. You're the front line underwriter for your business. Your policies and procedures at the counter set the tone for your business. If your insurance loss runs are too high, you could get a rate increase or get canceled. Cancellation can mean you're out of business. If somebody cancels you, odds are another insurance company will not pick you up. That is why managing your losses or proper loss prevention is your best defense. Remember, the larger the fleet, the better it is for loss runs. Example, you're running 10 cars at $100 a month. You're doing $1,000 a month in premium, and that's $12,000 a year. Most insurance companies look at a 50% loss ratio before deciding whether or not, whether or not you are going to get renewed. So you could stand to turn in a loss to your insurance company up to about $6,000. It's not very much. Now, if you built your fleet up to 20 cars, then you'd be doing 24,000. And then you would have a 50% ratio of around 12. If you built it up to 100 cars, you can do the math. And that's why we recommend you want to get at 20 cars minimum. We like to see you set a goal for 50 after the first year. That way you can protect your loss runs a little bit better. You can prevent most losses with acceptable counter practices and proper customer qualifications. However, it would help if you give special attention to other potential loss possibilities. That one is called negligent entrustment. When you rent a vehicle to a customer in a careless manner, you could open yourself to serious liability issues. Typically, negligent entrustment could occur when you rent to an unlicensed driver, to a customer who is under the influence, to someone unable to operate the vehicle, or an unsafe vehicle like this bad boy. And you'll notice he has the 550 air, 5 windows are blown out, and he goes 50 miles an hour. Even though this is not a complete list, you must be aware of the issue. This type of a liability loss is usually prevented through proper rental practices and vehicle maintenance. See your counter procedures later on in the fleet. Conversion. Conversion is a difficult animal. When you rent a car to somebody and you have given them, you've signed a rental agreement and you've given him the keys. The act of giving them the keys is tacit approval to use the vehicle. A converted car is when a renter does not bring the car back like he's supposed to. That is never a stolen car. And frankly, it should never be. A stolen car is classified as unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. A converted car is much more severe. Many states classify a converted vehicle as embezzlement. These are special ways, there are special ways to handle the return of a rental car. A good solid contract and proper handling of overdue rentals, you can prevent most conversion losses. Pay attention particular to the counter procedures. However, as a specific required procedures vary by area, check with your area's particular police or agency or your attorney to find out what procedures are in your area. Remember, there is no coverage for conversion. Typically, before you turn in a car converted, you have to mail a letter of demand, return receipt requested, to the renter at the last known address. When the letter comes back and it shows not opened, that means that there was nobody there. If it comes back open, then you have to wait the amount of time that you told them in the letter that you would give them. If he doesn't bring it in, then you can go to the police and report it as converted. If the envelope comes back, like I mentioned earlier, unopened, you can immediately go to the police and report it as a converted car. Now, never use the term stolen. Police don't want to get involved in stolen cars. Basically, a stolen car is a misdemeanor. It's a slap on the wrist, you're back out. They don't even call it stolen anymore. They call it unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. When you file a claim for conversion, that means the individual has converted your rental car to his personal use. That becomes theft of services in some states. It becomes embezzlement in others. It becomes a felony in almost everyone, and that's a notch on the gun belt for the police officer that arrests and prosecutes. You want your insurance agent to discuss this with you. Typically, theft is when a car is delivered or is on your lot when you go home, and it's gone when you come in the morning. That's theft. A rental vehicle stolen from the customer is not a stolen vehicle as far as you're concerned. If a rental vehicle is stolen from the customer, he or she is responsible to collect it from him or her, or to come in and pay for the car. It's that simple. If it's stolen from the customer, then he has to report it to his insurance or her insurance so that you get paid. Other forms of insurance. There are other forms of insurance you will need that are necessary for any business, and you can get them pretty much from your local insurance agent. And what I'm talking about is like your general liability for the building, your threshold insurance, and workman's comp. There are also insurance products that you can sell, and these are high profit items, but the insurance companies will not sign you up for them until your fleet reaches 50 cars plus. And that would be for renters' personal protection, renters' supplemental liability, or renters' personal effects. These are highly profitable products, and we'll discuss them later on in this program. Basically, fellas, this is the end of day 2. We didn't really lose that much when the thing stopped. I think it stopped because I switched over to start training you on the next day, or day 3. So this should help you out. If you have any questions, obviously you know how to get a hold of me, and I will send this out to you as soon as we're done. Again, have a great day. You've got holidays coming up, so do we. I hope you enjoy them. And like I said, for Thanksgiving, I hope you eat too much turkey. I hope you watch too much football, and I hope you nap at least a half hour longer than you should. Have a nice holiday. Bye-bye.